Well, welcome to Reggie Red's Reactions. It's your boy, Reggie Red. Now, today, I got a CNN banger for y'all. I'm talking about my girl, black lady, smart. I'm talking about way intelligent than everybody at this round table, except maybe Abby with her fine ass. But anyway, we gonna get right into it. Let's get it.
There are 18 other places, other cities that have more violent crime than Washington, D.C. Number one being St. Louis, Missouri. 4 times the homicide rate of Washington, D.C. I don't see Donald Trump sending National Guard troops and taking over the police department there. Or in Memphis, or Memphis, Tennessee, another red state. Right, okay, then you know Memphis was one of the murder capitals of the world.
Yeah.
And how come you're not calling for Donald Trump to send National Guard troops in there?
Because I also understand the laws, and I understand that it's different in Washington, D.C., as it was
what about New
explained
York?
by Joey.
Wait. He said he wants to also move this little experiment here of taking over cities and police departments to New York, Chicago,
It's amazing
Baltimore.
how much you guys get mad about fighting crime.
No, don't change the subject. Nobody's getting mad about fighting. Wait, time out. Let me finish. Nobody's getting mad about fighting crime. I come from a law enforcement family. My grandfather was a captain of the police department for 40 years in my hometown. My husband was a federal officer. I, unlike you guys, actually support federal law enforcement officers.
Doesn't sound like it.
Doesn't sound like it?
I'm sorry. You're mad at Donald Trump for enabling.
You're okay with Donald Trump pardoning
Hold on
1,600 January 6th
Hold
officers that almost killed police officers.
I'm gonna let
I'm not.
Hold on.
So
I
don't
want to let
conflate the
Joey
issues.
make a
Don't
legal
ever
point.
question my support for
I want to
law
let Joey
enforcement.
make a
You
legal
know,
point.
so before anybody gets hysterical about what's happening in D.C. can happen to other parts of the country, I would hasten to add that there are laws protecting the
Which is what I
autonomy
just said a
of
moment ago.
other
Except
cities
that he
in the
hasn't
country.
respected those laws, and we've seen
Well, that's
that,
another
and that's
thing.
the
That's not
problem
true.
here.
It's
He's been
very
itching to do
Let me
this
let
since
Scott
his first
have a word.
presidency.
Look at it.
Do you know
Some
what
of the
Donald
most
Trump did?
dangerous-
He froze programs to 550 community violence intervention programs, 170 million across 48
We've
states. If he
tried
were
it,
serious, he
We've
would be
tried it.
funding these
It's
programs to
got-
help
we
with
got
this
it.
crime.
You know, I think it's important that people understand something here about law enforcement officers and at every level, right? Like I mentioned in the last segment, I come from a police family and I bleed blue. And I was on this set for many years defending law enforcement officers during Ferguson and during other times where police officers were getting bad raps on certain things, explaining the complexities of the job. And it really is something that I just cannot tolerate when Trump supporters are trying to sit here and act as though Donald Trump supports and backs the blue. No, he doesn't. You look at what Donald Trump did and what MAGA has done to the police officers who defended our Capitol on January 6th. You want to talk about spitting in the face? Donald Trump spit in the face of every single one of those officers who took that oath to protect and serve on January 6th when he pardoned those insurrectionist bastards and who wanted to take down our Capitol and stop the free and fair peaceful transfer of power. So how dare he say this now? It is the reincarnation of George Wallace, of Huey Long, of the disgusting policies of the past that have this strong man desire to use law and order and the fear and demagoguing for people that Donald Trump is channeling right now. And so how dare people sit here and say that he backs the blue? He abdicated that because you know what? He did not protect or defend the Constitution, and he violated his oath of office. You know who said that? You did after January 6th. And that's exactly what he continues to do right now with the way he is throwing around our military, our police, talking about moving us to other states. This is something people should be very concerned about.
Woo! Shut all they ass down. Even Scott Jennings, because he did write an article condemning Trump on that J6 thing. But now he want to sit up here and say Trump backs the blue. Bruh, he's using them it's like a kid with they little toy playthings. That's what Trump is doing with the military and shit. Like, bruh, this dude, he straight trying to turn this into a straight police state. Like, for real. And then Scott Jennings, he gonna get on her steady make excuses for Trump. Wait till he speak. He ain't spoke yet. He just sitting there with that smug look on his face like he always got. But yeah, he gonna be making excuses for Trump. Then he gonna tell him some Trump, he done already saw 7 conflicts. Like, bro, are you serious? Are you serious? Like all these conflicts and deals he say he got done. I always go back to the India and Pakistan because they was pissed. India and Pakistan, India was pissed because Trump kept laying claim that he dealt the ceasefire between them. But he didn't. He did not. And India was like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, you ain't do shit. But you can't tell Trump shit. Cause once he got his mind made up, no matter if it's false or true, he's gonna go with what his mind thinks. But yeah, let's get back to it, man. This watch Scott Jennings how he finna play it.
He's advocating for the police. You just talked about D.C.
So
And
why-
hold on, there's-
why-
Only
wait,
some
why did he
police.
pardon-
Only some police.
why
What
did he
about the
pardon-
FBI agents?
Let me
that
just-
were
let me
for
just-
years?
let me go back to
Hold
what
on.
he said a
Hold
second.
on.
You're
Has
not,
he ever done
because
anything that you
have you-
support? Has he
I-
ever done anything that he supports
on.
in
Yeah,
law
actually, he
enforcement?
offered
I just
pardons
wanna
to
know,
Border Patrol
Tara,
agents who
just
didn't
a
deserve to be
second.
prosecuted. But that's not what we're talking about. Don't change the subject.
I'm
Yeah.
asking you, is there
So don't
anything
change
he's
the
ever done
subject,
with law
Ben.
enforcement that
Don't
you
change the
support?
subject. Are
No,
you
'cause you
okay
hate
with
Trump.
that guy?
Ben,
No,
Ben,
are
hold
you
on.
okay with the guy
Listen,
that they
hold
just
on.
played getting
Ben, you
taxpayer
are
money,
changing-
working in the Department
Ben,
of
you
Justice,
are
saying he
changing
wants
the
to kill?
subject.
He
I'm
wants to
not.
kill
I'm literally
police
saying
officers.
that I support the President of the United States of America.
won't answer
So
that.
advocating
Okay, I
and
get that
going
you-
out there
I
and
under-
protecting
I
and defending
understand that you
Americans in
support-
dangerous
Only
cities.
some
And
Americans.
you guys are like, oh, he's going to go into
Only some
Memphis and he's
Americans.
going to go into
Hold on,
L.A. and then
hold on a
and then all of a
second,
sudden people may
my
stop
friends.
dying.
As well, I think what the president is responding to today is what can I do today? DC is the only city I really have control of, so I'm going to try to give them some support. He's getting a note of confidence from the DC Police Union. I suspect if they did things in other cities, other police unions in those cities would also offer some support. And so what I would simply say is that all you can do is hit the next shot. And the next shot right now, I think for a lot of Americans is what can be done today to reduce violent crime and to make me feel safer in my neighborhood. I think he's going to get a lot of political support for the idea that the federal government's getting a little more muscular when it comes to cracking down on violent
If he
criminals.
controls
All right.
DC, why didn't
We
he do
have
it
to
on
leave it
January
there.
6th? Why didn't he do it on
We have to
January
leave it
6th
there.
when he sat there and let them take over the Capitol?
Next
He
for
had the
us,
opportunity to, and he
before
didn't.
Vladimir Putin arrives in the U.S.
The president has solved like 7 conflicts this year. I'm willing to give him some latitude to talk to Vladimir Putin and break the deadlock and try to move us toward a place where the killing comes to an end, because I think that's what we should all be praying for.
He actually hasn't solved 7 conflicts. There's been a lot of talk about that.
Well,
and
what
there's some
reality do
questions,
you
but
live in?
I
He's
live
literally
I live
got
on
these
Earth
guys in the
one
White
where
House
they-
where they're
no,
signing
listen.
documents and shaking
Yes,
hands.
signing
Acknowledge
documents and
the
shaking
man
hands,
is solving
yes, and,
peace.
And India questioned about whether that was
I mean,
an actual
it
deal.
happens
Like,
on almost a weekly
it's
basis.
Just, all, a
Just
lot of pomp and
acknowledge it.
circumstance
Just
all
acknowledge
the
it.
time. And I will also acknowledge
Unbelievable.
that Donald Trump
We
seems
reported
to
on
have
this network.
seems to have an affinity for
Lying.
Vladimir Putin in a way. No, you're not going to get away with calling me a
Lying.
liar. I know that's like the line
doesn't
you're
have
going
a
to throw
affinity
out.
Damn. See how he just sat up there and just called her a liar, bruh. These motherfuckers don't be having no respect for motherfuckers. Like, bro, how you just don't, like, you the one be lying all the motherfucking time. I mean, taking up for Trump, you gotta lie. That's why that Caroline Levitt chick so good at what she do. Because she be quick with the lies. Quick with them. And then you got Scott Jennings right here. He straight called old girl a liar. Like, bro, what is she lying about? And then they about to talk about Putin. How Putin keep playing Trump like a fucking fiddle. And now, when is it? Tomorrow, they gonna meet. Trump and Putin. And it seems like Trump be happy to see Putin. Oh, I'm going to Russia. I can't wait to go to Russia. They ain't even going to fucking Russia. The meeting is in Alaska. Now, Alaska was once a part of Russia. Is that what he mean? Was it really a slip up? Or is Trump trying to give Putin Alaska to make the deal? I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing.
Vladimir
But I'm
Putin
not
now.
lying.
You're lying.
Nobody's lying about anything.
Okay.
You're
you
all
are.
in that. You
Hold
can
on.
ask the
Hold on,
countries who
Scott.
were involved in
Let me
this,
just let Tara
whether
finish.
those
Sure you are.
conflicts were actually solved by Donald Trump or whether it was pomp and circumstance.
Okay.
Anyway,
Whatever you say. You're the
Donald
expert.
Trump's affinity for Vladimir Putin versus the way he treats Zelensky, who's the one
Did he
that's
show
actually
affinity to them when he
fighting for-
just
let
arranged
her-
for the
can you
arms to
just
NATO?
let her finish
I'm
real
just sorry,
quick so that
Abby.
we can-
We're saying things that do not exist
hold
in
on,
reality.
that is
he
absolutely not
he just
true.
got NATO to
Hold
do hundreds of millions of dollars of lethal weapons to Ukraine.
And
What
NATO was
affinity to
also-
Russia
and NATO
is
was
that?
also
It's
doing
crazy.
that before Donald
Let me
Trump
just
did.
let her finish so I can even understand what point she's trying to make.
Good-
Let
good
me let her
question. Me
finish the
too.
point.
Okay, so we all have seen how Donald Trump has been has an affinity for Vladimir Putin. We have seen the pattern for years, and only recently, because he hasn't been able to solve the crisis in 24 hours, because Putin has been playing him from day one. He's been a useful idiot for Russia for years, and now because they're trying to change the subject.
Is Biden a useful idiot?
Okay.
Okay,
Talking
listen,
about
guys.
we're
No,
talking
because it
about.
started when Biden was president. I'm just curious if you're going to hold
hold on a
Biden the
second.
same standard. If,
All right,
if Donald
let
Trump's
me
always
just-
useful
let
idiot,
me just-
then
let
Joe
me-
Biden should be
it's
held
all-
accountable
it's
for,
about-
like, I don't know,
Joe
almost
Biden's
2 years of
fault.
this.
Let me go back for 1 second.
Joe
because
Biden
one of
didn't
the-
take the
It's
side.
a question.
Joe Biden didn't take the
Hold-
side of Vladimir
hold on a
Putin
second,
over our
guys.
own intelligence
didn't-
agency
we
the way
didn't take
Donald
the
Trump
side
did in
of Vladimir
Helsinki.
Putin.
Hold on a
So let's
second.
not even go there.
It's really just sad is that there's people that are sitting at this table that clearly want this to be a failure.
Where are those people?
I think you're one of them.
What? You don't
I
put
think-
words in my
think-
mouth. I never said
No,
that,
but
and neither
you
did
say
Dan.
you come out here with the talking points. Oh,
we
he's got
want
an
him to
affinity for
negotiate
he's
from a
got an
position
affinity
of
for Vladimir
strength,
Putin.
not bringing a war
I'm gonna-
criminal on U.S.
okay, let me
soil
let me
and
finish.
stating, "Oh,
Okay.
I'm not allowed to interrupt you, but you can interrupt me and overtalk the whole
I
time." You
heard
don't
a
like
lot
it,
of
right?
what you said.
Okay.
I heard a lot of what you said,
okay.
and a lot of it was against Trump.
A
I go back to
little
what I was
hard
saying.
when you keep
Let me
talking
go.
over me.
It's about more than that with this president. This is the president on CNBC celebrated 1.7 million foreign-born workers losing their job. Many Americans are in that statistic. He also said that people from the inner city couldn't do work on the farms. That was obviously a trope, okay? This is a guy who wants to redo the census. The Harvard Kennedy School said that 6 million Latinos will be disenfranchised, many of them American, as a result of that census. So we shouldn't be surprised that with a guy with this lens is espousing these kind of things.
Well, not only that, though, we're not talking about the Europeans or the Asians that have visa overstays. All the examples you guys have used have been about people who are Hispanic and speak Spanish. That right there, the fact that they're not asking to go
I'm in
and they're
favor
not
of all
asking
the
to
other
go
things
and
you're
raid,
talking
like,
about
you
as
know,
well.
the French bakeries and the people who've
Is
come
there,
over
is
from
there,
Europe.
is there a
from
bunch of
Europe.
French bakery issues that we
There's
don't know
a bunch
about
of
tonight?
people
Breaking
that have,
news tonight,
okay,
there's
guess
French
what?
bakery
Guess
problems.
what? There's a lot of people who come over here that stay illegally with visa overstays from
I'm
European
all in
countries and
favor
other
of
places
enforcing the
that
law.
are not.
I'm
that
a
are
law
not.
enforcement guy.
But
I
I
love
didn't
this
hear you
idea.
using those
Let's
examples.
go.
So that's the problem. When you start going down the road,
it's not a problem.
you got a chance
I'm
to talk.
in favor of
Enough.
all that.
We are not going down the road. When you start going down the
French
road
bakeries.
of racial, well, use that as an example because you used Home Depot, and you guys are uninterested
There
in
are
the racial profiling
One
of
of the
people who are not
interesting-
Hispanic
there was an-
or not speaking.
there was an
speaking
interesting
Spanish.
note
That's a
in-
problem.
there's a-
Think
And
obnoxious as you want
Ben and
about it,
Tara,
but you
just a
know that the
second.
facts are about visa overstays,
good
and that's
news.
what you
There
guys are
is
talking
an
about.
interesting.
Well, there you have it. These motherfuckers are out of control, boy. These motherfuckers are out of control. Then you see that Ben Ferguson dude just kept interrupting her and saying little shit, little jabs and shit, cause he know she was murdering they ass, both of them. Dan, he was there. He was on her side, but he barely said anything. She handled that shit like a boss, like no bullshit. But anyway, this is Reggie Red's reactions. Like, comment, share with your friends, share with your family, share with your MAGA family, and let's piss them off together. You hear me? But I'm out of here. Peace.